It's Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Obiajulu Ugo. How are you, Dr. Obiajulu Ugo? The skin is popping. How you doing? And the hair, everything is just popping.
I'm fine. I've been feeling somehow lately. Yeah, I just feel like running away.
Yeah.
Just
to move to Japan.
Throwing in the towel and just disappearing.
Throw the towel.
Honestly.
Take a break.
And that, yeah, I just feel, I don't know how to explain the feeling,
Yeah,
right?
I totally understand.
Yeah, but I've been resting. I've been doing a lot of resting. A lot of just calming down. Not doing a lot. I feel like I'm lazy right now. I've been feeling lazy. I don't know how to, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is 1 in a million kind of feeling. I haven't felt like this in a very long time. So I don't know when I'm going to get out of it, but let's see how it goes. I'm just
Interestingly, I have the same feeling.
You have to struggle
mine is
out of
even
it somehow.
really worse. You know, yesterday I was really down.
Oh.
I haven't been down like that in a long,
A long
time.
time.
And then you start thinking of the S word, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, you understand why people take those options. It's not because of the act itself. It's more of the pain, trying to numb the pain. So it's not because they know it's bad. It's just that the pain is so much. You're thinking, okay, this is the better option. So that's why people take that option. But it's interesting. We'll get through it. It's a phase in life. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So just
Number two.
normal weekend stuff and then business and all that. So today I read in the papers that the JAM results are out. Usually if, like the last time when my daughter wrote GC, they will have, when she smashed quickly, Mommy, this JAM now, I've been calling. I said, how far? She has not said anything. She said she has not checked, that she's scared of checking. And I'm like, just check. Don't worry. Whatever it is, we'll take it. Yeah, we'll get through it. And then we'll just start planning for the next option and all. So I've been waiting for the call. I've not seen it. Other than that, just the normal stuff.
Hello, Mariam Longe. How are you?
Fine,
Beautiful
thank you.
hair.
Thank you. So today's my brother's birthday. My baby brother is a big man. It's his birthday, Kamal. Just wishing him a wonderful birthday. So proud of the man that he is, that he's grown into. And I'm praying that all that he puts his hand to, God will continue to bless. It's just amazing, when you see a child that was born right before you, you wipe their bum, clean them up, and then now he's a full-grown person. So it's just, I'm happy for him, and congratulations to my mom as well.
You don't want to tell us his
Happy
age?
birthday.
I don't know if you would like that.
You would like that.
Please don't announce it.
He's a young guy. He's shy young.
Yeah,
He's
but
young.
good. It's midweek, so we'll just take this and we'll be all right. God is good. Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll look at the front pages of the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start with The Nation. More PDP bigwigs desert opposition party for APC. NECA man, Nigeria first policy good for economy. Government killed 12 in Benue and Plateau State. Minister blames poor UTME results on CBT. Cardinals enter conclave to elect 267th Pope. Kanu admitted inciting public against police, says witness. Lagos APC targets consensus candidacy for council polls. And UK hints of visa restriction to Nigerians who overstay. Okay, which story are we starting with?
So the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has defended the arrest and detention of popular activist and social media influencer Martin Vincent Ose, widely known as Very Dark Man, stating that he acted under the law as he got a court order. In a statement posted on his X handle yesterday, the anti-graft agency said Ose was arrested following petitions alleging grave financial misconduct. According to the EFCC, Ose repeatedly failed to honor invitations sent to him through his known addresses and communication channels, prompting the eventual arrest. So the EFCC, in the exercise of its mandate of tackling economic and financial crimes, invited Martin Ose, owing to a series of petitions bordering on sundry issues of alleged financial crimes raised against him. He refused to show up in spite of several invitations. So they acknowledged reactions to the arrest. The commission also insisted that he had obtained appropriate remand order and had a legal right to keep him in custody. They said, and I quote, "It's needful to admit that the Commission is aware of several unguarded attacks of the suspect against his operations. While such conduct is condemnable, his arrest was not informed by such attacks." He said that also had been offered administrative bail. They will release him once he meets the stipulated conditions, and they are going to, after the investigations, continue with the charges and proceed with the case. So let's just see how
Okay.
goes.
Yeah, so I have the story of the NECA man. They said Nigerian first policy good for economy. They said the private sector chew its weight behind the federal government's Nigerian's first policy. They said the policy aimed at prioritizing domestic products in government procurement and contracts as a move capable of stimulating the domestic economy. They said that this is the Nigeria comes first in all procurement processes. That means there won't be foreign goods. They are saying that all government parastatals now should look forward to getting to providing all their businesses with Nigerian based kind of business. So he said the policy aligns with the objective of the president and drives industrialization, insulating the economy from global disruptions and boosting local production in the country. They also said that the Director General of MAN, that's Segun Ajayi, described the initiative as a welcome development in the right direction. He also described the policy as a cheering news and long-awaited relief to Nigerian manufacturers who, despite the tough economic environment, have demonstrated enduring faith in the potential greatness.
It's an interesting topic, and it's worth talking about at some point. So we can definitely look into it. I mean, I'm looking forward to how it will look like. It's really great on paper, but implementation is a whole different ballgame. But it's good news. Mariam, any story?
I have 6 persons were killed in renewed attack in Merit and Geshish communities of Birkin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. This happened Monday. They said gunmen stormed the communities, shot sporadically, leaving many persons injured. In Benue State, 6 farmers were shot dead by suspected herdsmen in Wedie, Tombo Ward in Logo local government area. The chairman of Birkin Ladi local government area, Stephen Pajok, confirmed this incident during a visit to those who were injured. He expressed sadness over the resurgence of violence, especially when the local government is working to promote peace and stability. He acknowledged the efforts of vigilante and security agencies in maintaining law and order, but has urged them to be more proactive in preventing further attacks. In Benue State, they said that they've been having this. They had rumors of the attacks for nearly 3 weeks, and when they reported to security agencies, they were assured that nothing will happen. And yet, Monday night, armed herdsmen stormed our communities, killing 6 people unchallenged, and they escaped. And they said that, their ward, Tombo Ward, has been under herdsmen attack and killings for over 20 years. This just doesn't seem to be ending. And as usual, government to say, we're investigating, we're working on it,
Same rhetoric.
Same narrative.
Okay, so the United Kingdom may restrict visa applicants from nationalities whose citizens are most likely to overstay in the UK. Approved reported, according to the reports here, the countries under this watch list are Pakistan, Nigeria, and Sri Lanka. Report noted that nationals overstay their visas and later seek asylum. So these 3 countries are very popular for doing that. Successful asylum requests allow the applicants to permanently remain in the UK. As a consequence, the Home Office said that they may face tougher restrictions when applicants come from these countries to the UK. Our upcoming immigration white paper will set out the plan to restore order to broken immigration, to tackle abuse of foreign nationals who arrive on work and study visas to go on to claim asylum. We are building intelligence on the profile of these individuals, and they're going to keep a system under review, and where they detect trends, they'll begin to make arrests. So these 3 countries, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan, their citizens are very used to coming with a work visa or a visiting visa and then claim asylum. You know, Nigeria is bad, and all the social media things helps to add weight to, oh, Nigeria is horrible, I'm being persecuted, and then they seek asylum, and they've seen the trends, and they're now going to be restricting or putting tougher sanctions for those of us who are coming to apply. It's going to be affecting us. See how our behavior is affecting others. Moving on now to the Punch. Rising insecurity. National Assembly ex-generals demand urgent military rearmament. FG kicks as Patotomi forms parallel government. JACPA, UK considers tighter visa rules for Nigerians and Pakistanis. Someone used to that story. Senate may pass tax bills today, the panel to oversee BAS. And defections, Okowa denies 500 billion naira refund claim as Oborevore visits Tinubu. Okay, which story did I take?
Mine.
Oh, apologies. Let's take one story for the break.
Okay, so I have the story of the OPay. They said OPay unveils improved verification system to prevent fraud. They said the leading financial technology firm, that's OPay, has rolled out an enhanced security question feature to strengthen user account protection against fraud and unauthorized access. They said the company improved feature is part of its commitment to safeguarding customers, especially during high-risk transactions, such as resetting payment password, changing phone numbers, or confirming sensitive actions. I think they used AI. So they said that the OPay noted that the new system is adaptive, improving the user experience while keeping malicious actors out. So far, over 1 billion users have reportedly set up their personalized security questions. And they are also saying that they are encouraging users to update their security questions via the app, describing it as a simple step that can make a significant difference in protecting accounts. So if you have OPay accounts, you should go ahead and update your security.
You can take one more story.
Okay, the major headline. The retired military generals are calling on the federal government to urgently equip the Nigerian armed forces amid growing concerns over the resurgence of terrorist attacks and killings in the northeast. This also comes as the House of Reps on Tuesday expressed deep concern over recently deadly attack on a military facility in Gewa, Borno State. They described the incident as a glaring indicator that Boko Haram insurgents are better armed than the military. So during the Tuesday plenary, the lawmakers lamented the gradual return of the terrorist group and the loss of lives in recent times in Borno and other neighboring Yobe states. They said through budgetary allocations to the defense and security sectors have steadily increased. There are also complaints and questions about the quality and volume of arms that are available to the troops. They said in 2023, the federal government earmarked 2.98 trillion for defense and security. This also rose to 3.25 trillion in 2024 budget, and for 2025, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had proposed a record of 4.91 trillion out of the 49.7 trillion national budget, which was aimed at, increasing the quality and also the that's the arms that are supposed to get into the military. But they said despite the substantial investments, Nigeria continues to grapple with deep-rooted security challenges, including insurgency and banditry. So they are saying now that nobody's going to lie about the fact that those people have better equipped machinery to carry out the attack, which the Nigerian troops don't have. It's not that what we have is not at par. So while they are putting money inside, they also need to find a way to better their own intelligence. Those people are coming in with proper machine guns. They have their intelligence. They have people on ground that are working for them. And I also think that it's not just about the equipment that they have. I think somehow that our military is slightly compromised. I don't have details. I don't have data, but I'm just suspecting because those people know how to move in with and the military, when it's time for the military to go back, somehow they know and they clear out. Yeah. There's information that's going on. So it's not just about equiping our military. We also need to be sure that we don't have people in our military that are sabotaging us.
Okay, let's go on a very short break. When we return, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take.
I choose
Eje,
to
can you close the show, Fadala?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils.
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment with Pure Entertainment.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it, you'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sashay and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top your view pigeon.
I'm going to bring you
Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the papers, then moving on down to Daily Sun. Insecurity, Senate brand situation, bleeding wounds. Outrage over massive failure in 2025 UTME results. Drama as court bars Nnamdi Kanu's sister-in-law from court proceedings. Edo Assembly Speaker, local government chairman orders defect to APC. Senate constitutes 18-member committee to oversee emergency rule in rivers. Police, CSO's petition reps ICPC over alleged $6 billion contract splitting, and Catholic cardinals call for nationwide ceasefire ahead of conclave. Mariam?
Yeah, in security, I have Major General Folusho Oyinlola. He's the commander of Operation Safe Haven, OPSH, and he has decried the influx of large number of cattle into Birkenladi local government area, this Plateau State. So he is also General Officer commanding 3rd Division of the Nigerian Army, Rukubani Jos. And during an engagement with stakeholders in Birkenladi, he said that he must express the concerns of security agencies about recent developments in parts of Birkenladi. There's a growing unease about the influx of large number of cattle into farming communities. While the movement of livestock in Birkenladi and indeed Plateau in general is not unusual, the scale and timing of this new influx raise legitimate security concerns. Unfortunately, this development has already resulted in adverse outcomes, including farm destructions, isolated attacks, and attacks on livestock. The impact of this action on food security, economic stability, and social harmony cannot be overemphasized. He said that he's got deep concerns over the recent killings, of course, that I mentioned earlier when I read the Nation. And the locality called on the stakeholders to unite and fashion out ways to end the violence. He promised to fish out perpetrators of the heinous crime who would be made to face the full wrath of the law, and so on and so forth. So he is saying that there's a pattern that they're noticing, and it doesn't augur well. It would not augur well for that community. But I'm a bit concerned that the person saying this is the military security agency. Like, oh, you're telling us so that we, the mortals, what shall we do? You know? So please, let's, although I guess he's just trying to say there's a pattern, and I hope this means that they would work in making sure that they prevent whatever negative outcome this may mean for the communities.
Okay, let me take Nnamdi Kanu's proceedings. So, in the ongoing trial of the the detained leader of IPOB, that's Nnamdi Kanu, the judge placed a ban on Favor Kanu, that's the sister of his brother, Prince Fineboy Kanu, from attending the next 3 court sessions for streaming the proceedings of the court live on her Facebook page. Justice James Omotosho made the order barring Favor from witnessing further proceedings upon finding out that she recorded the court proceedings and published it on her social media platform. She just expressed this belief that she still went ahead to post video online despite her phone being seized during the previous court date for a similar offense. He said, I did not give the order to forfeit that phone. I don't know if she might be a wife to my brother. He added, that's Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Prince Fineboy Kanu replied, she's my wife. Justice Omotosho warned that no one should take actions that could delay the trial, assuring that justice will be done. But is that allowed to record from the, I don't know, it was really wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
any other story?
Yeah, I have a human interest story inside the paper. So Akwa Ibom State Police Command has begun a manhunt for suspected cultists who murdered a middle-aged farmer, Itoro Jimmy Omana, from Odianga NM in Etsim, Ekpo local government area of the state. So sources in the community said the incident occurred last weekend by 10 a.m. when the victim, his wife, and 3 children were asleep. As the killer stormed the compound, they called out the victim outside and started chopping him into pieces. They didn't tell him what he did, no conversation. The widow, was the one who explained to Daily Sun. He said that they just entered the compound. They called out the late husband, shouted his name because he works very hard. He said he came back. He was sleeping at the veranda because the heat was so much inside. When they came in, called him out, and they started chopping him. So as she saw what was happening, she took her 3 children and ran through the back into the bush. It was the next morning. They chopped him and left. They didn't take anything from his house, nothing at all. Like they were sent to come out. Yeah. So it was the next morning where people now, gathered. They found how they scattered his body parts all over the floor. The police had given them, custody to bury him, but they said investigation is ongoing. They're trying to fish out the cultists that did this.
Pretty sad.
Okay, so I have the jam story. I'm really down with this. They said mass failure.
Calm down.
Mass failure proves
Yeah, that's
anti-malpractice, and I don't understand how the mass failure proves that the anti-malpractice measures are working. They said the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has said the high failure rate in the 2025 Unified JAM examination is clear evidence that the government's anti-malpractice measures are yielding results, especially within the JAM system. He said that amid following JAM release, that showing that out of 1,955,000 candidates who sat for JAM, only about 420,000 scored above 200, meaning more than 78% failed to meet the 200 mark cutoff. And then they now said that they also said that the drop in performance reflects a significant decline in examination malpractice due to JAM's tightened security protocols. He said this is a big concern. It's a reflection of exams being done the proper way, and that JAM has been using a computer-based testing system, and that they have implemented strong security measures, and as a result, fraud or cheating has been completely eliminated. And he's saying that as part of a broader reforms, he announced that both the West, that's WAEC, and National Examination Council will begin transitioning to computer-based testing by November 2025, starting with objective papers. And I'm wondering, I'm just worried that...
It may still be the CBT issues.
But how will he measure the performance based on
because
failure?
that's what computer has come to do for us. Computer is supposed to help you make
many of the students may not
if they pass, if they had all passed now, he will say that...
Yes,
CBT,
they will get there. I think it's the CBT that is still... A lot of schools have not really understood how to use it for their students.
Well,
so.
as we know also, this particular year, JAM, there was lots of issues as well.
So they need to tighten it.
Okay, Vanguard, final paper for this morning. Insecurity, Nigerians will revolt if action is not taken, says reps. Excuse me, VDM not told why he's being detained, says council. Article to BOT, I'm not leaving PDP. Sule Lamido defends zoning, says it's cure, not curse. Benue Assembly dares National Assembly, says its leadership won't honor invitation. I think that's it on that. So yeah, which story?
Yeah, so the Nigerian Governors Spouses Forum. I didn't know we had a spouses forum. I'm not inside. Are you inside? Spouses. I'm not joking. Nigerian Governors Spouses Forum.
Yes.
NGSF.
Governors' wives.
Yeah, but spouses
I was already feeling like I was disenfranchised. So I'm not a governor's wife.
It's politically correct.
Yeah.
Or if you're a female governor.
Yes. Okay. So they have concluded plans to eradicate preventable childhood diseases through a nationwide campaign on administering the measles, rubella, that's the MR vaccine. So they said they are partnering with the Center for Wellbeing and Integrated Nutrition Solutions, CWINS, in making the campaign successful. Statement by the project team lead at CWINS, Dr. Niola Mabogunje.
I know that one.
Said the vaccine was not just a health intervention program, but an investment in keeping the next generation healthy. So she says the agreement signaled a strategic alignment to boost Nigeria's MR vaccine coverage to 95%, a goal seen as both urgent and necessary. According to the public health experts as well, measles and rubella are highly contagious diseases with severe consequences. Measles can lead to pneumonia, encephalitis, that's brain swelling, and even death, while rubella, if contracted during pregnancy, can cause miscarriage or congenital birth defects. So they said understanding the need of the widespread awareness and community involvement, especially in rural and undeserved regions, is what the NGSF has stepped into to fill that particular role. So congratulations to them.
Story? Yeah. There's a story that caught my attention. So the prominent economist and political activist Pat Utomi has inaugurated a shadow government composed...
Utomi. Let me do my own.
Utomi. You know, that one really feels like a proud Yoruba girl. I said it so confidently.
You said it well, so let me do my own too.
So according to Utomi, the Big Tent Coalition shadow government launched virtually on Monday will actually function as a credible opposition force, highlighting the failures of Bola Tinubu's administration while offering ideas for better governance. In a swift reaction, of course, federal government wasn't going to take that lying low. The Minister of Information and National Orientation said at a time when our nation is about to celebrate 26 unbroken years of presidential democracy, the idea of a so-called shadow government is an aberration. He also said that if you're going to do that at all, it has to be within the bounds of proprietary. Nigeria is not a parliamentary system where such a system is allowed, and there is no provision for such in our statute books. So the idea of a shadow government sadly does not pass the test. Bicameral legislature applies, features members of opposition, and it should be right place to contest any meaningful ideas of nation building. So, but we'll see how that opposition, parallel opposition would work. We'll see. Okay, do we have time for any more? That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, move on to our special feature. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see him again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody. When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy small thing, don't vex, don't give him signs.
If they look for person we go give them to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person you make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some poria.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers.
Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government, and we have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyibo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TV.
Thanks for staying with us. As a renowned expert in investment, promotion, life coaching, and marriage counseling, he brings a wealth of knowledge to the table. Today, he's going to be sharing his plans for his 55th birthday anniversary and offer valuable insights that you and I can benefit from for his birthday celebration. Welcome with us, a friend of the house, a Your View host, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Our male colleague.
I hope people have gotten your invite. We have a Your View table.
Yeah, fantastic.
Special.
Now that we know, we'll go and seek for them.
Yes,
Give us an
Your View
invitation.
table.
So good to have you. We know your birthday is coming up May 25th, 4th?
May 20th.
20th.
Tuesday, 20th of May, yeah.
And yes.
As a family, we mark our birthdays every year.
Let me pause you for a second.
Okay.
I'm told I have to call for the video. So there's a video we should discuss.
The video,
with.
okay.
Let's start with the video. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Olumide Emmanuel. I'm the group chairman of the Zealous board and the group CEO of Madiba Global and the Common Sense Group. I want you to take advantage of this amazing opportunity that I'm bringing your way today. And that's the Madiba Prime City. Madiba Prime City is located in Elerongbe within the Zealous Prime City, and we have just 50 plots only available to offer to you. Now listen and listen well. This is an amazing opportunity you cannot afford to miss because this land comes with good title and great prospect. You need to position yourself so that you can take advantage of all the amazing possibilities that this land has to offer you. So with just 40 million naira only. 40 million naira, you can own a plot of land within the Madiba Prime City right here in Elerongbe. Now listen and listen well. This money is all inclusive. So once you pay, you don't have to pay anything again. So the money covers for the land, it covers for the developmental and infrastructural due, it covers for all the documentations. And I tell you, as you take advantage of this opportunity, you will be glad you did. Just 50 plots. So if you know anyone that needs to take advantage of this, spread the word around. Now, I have a special offer for the first set of people that would like to plug in. Now, listen, if you are able to make the payment instantly, you make instant payment of 40 million, or you are ready to pay within the next 90 days, I'm giving you a 10% discount. Yes, 10% discount. So you pay 36 million if you are ready to pay immediately or within the next 90 days. But if you cannot afford to pay within the next 90 days, then you make a deposit of 10 million naira, and I'll give you 6 months to spread the balance of 30 million, and you become a proud landowner in Madiba Prime City, right here in Elerongbe within the Zealous Prime City. CFO, government approved layout, good title, you've got nothing to fear. So start calling.
Fantastic. So interesting. Happy birthday in advance. So tell us about.
Yeah, so like I was saying, as a family, every year we mark birthdays, and every 5 years we celebrate birthdays.
Okay.
So this is a 5-year landmark, 50 then 55. So I'm celebrating my birthday on the 20th of May this month, and I've decided to do a promo to help people because last year we did that, and a lot of people were like, opportunity have gone. So people have been, are you doing another one? I said, okay, that's true. Let's do it again. So this year we're doing what we call 55, 5, 55.
Okay.
55 plots in 5 locations in 55 days.
Wow.
55 plots in 5 locations. So we have the one that has just been introduced now is called Madiba Prime. So we have Madiba Arizona, we have Madiba Prime, and then we have Dove Estate, then we have Genesis Estate, and then we have Madiba Countryside. So these are 5 locations. So Madiba Arizona is within the IDERA scheme. The IDERA scheme is part of the Lagos State government scheme. So it's within that scheme. It's also in Ibejuleki, in Eleko area. And then this Madiba Arizona is in Elerogbe, also in Ibejuleki. And then we have Dove Estate. That one is located in Ofada on the Papalanto Road. And then we have Genesis Estate in Abuja. So that we have, and then we have the Madiba Countryside City in Obafemi local government. So the Madiba Arizona is 50 million, all inclusive. Madiba Prime is 40 million, all inclusive. The Dove Estate is 30 million, all inclusive. But for the Abuja and the Madiba Countryside, we decided to do a further promo. So instead of 10 million, we're doing that at 5 million. Because when we sat down, we realized, okay, 50, 40, 30, these are high-end. Let's look for the ones that the people that are coming up can do. So the Abuja one is 5 million instead of 10 million, all inclusive. And then the Madiba Countryside is 2.5 million instead of 5 million, all inclusive.
What do you mean by all inclusive?
All inclusive. Most of the time when people hear adverts from real estate companies, number one, they don't listen. Number two, they don't read the documents. So most of the time when people are saying, they will tell you for land only. When they say land only, means this money you are paying is for land. After you pay for land, you will now pay for documents. You will now pay for... Then I say, it's a fraud. It's a fraud. It's not a fraud. When you buy a car, you have to now pay for vehicle particular. You have to pay for registration. You have to pay for plate number. So when we say all inclusive, it means that this money you are paying, no other charges. We have put everything together. Because sometimes the problem is when people hear all inclusive, they say this one is more expensive. That place, they are saying, how can they say 50 million? They are selling land for 30 million. Yes, land only. But all inclusive means everything has been added, because for some of those land now, you have to fill them. So if they say they give you land now in that place for 20 million, you go and buy 20 million land that you need 15 million to fill it. But they won't tell you that. So when you now buy, you get there and say, it's like, it's waterlogged. You have to fill it, you now spend 15 million to fill. So whatever we are offering you is the land is filled already. So everything is inclusive.
Now, a lot of you, go ahead, Marina. A lot of viewers can't remember Madiba, Abuja. So, is there a way they can just reach you directly? So this
they
is
should just
how
call
to
the
reach
numbers.
us.
So, they should call the numbers. I think they will put the numbers. Okay, those are the numbers. Just take a picture of that now or screenshot it if you're watching on YouTube, and then make sure you get these numbers and call. We have people, we have agents all over the country. We have realtors all over, and then in the office we also have people that are ready to pick your call. Because see, one of the things we need to understand is that real estate is the only real investment. Stock market can crash, businesses can go bankrupt, but if you do real estate right, you can't go wrong. Because land will always appreciate. They have stopped producing land, so it will always appreciate.
Okay, it's a very lovely one, and happy birthday to you. And I
Thank
love
you.
You are just a master strategist. 55, 5,
55.
So remember everything.
Yes,
So, but on the 55, 5 and all of that, I've not heard of any promo. Is there any promo that?
Yeah, like I said, for the one that is in Abuja and the one that is in Obafe, we are doing a further 50%.
What about the one in Lagos?
You see, Lagos land is expensive. Because that land we are selling for 50 million now, if you go to that area, people are selling land for 70 million, 80 million.
But you still do discount. You are in Lagos.
Okay, so like I said, if somebody is ready to pay once, like this palm, they will do 10%. So instead of that 50 million, you pay 45. Okay. Instead of the 40 million, you pay 35, because now I'm getting the money cash at once. Then I can quickly go and be filling the land. But if you are not paying once, you have 6 months. Just pay 10 million, you spread the balance over 6. Because the way inflation is going, the sand you are buying now, by the time you go back next week, they are telling you another story. The cement you are buying now, inflation is just... And Lagos, like this government allocation, so it's with CFO. It's not that you went to, it's government that allocated the land with CFO, so it's not, everything is secure, documents intact.
So, sir, you mentioned there's so many names I can't remember, but you mentioned countryside. What are the features in the countryside?
Okay, so last year, November, because see, I'm the president of the Billionaires Conclave, and about 40% of the people in that conclave are real estate people. They are developers because of they want to come and learn real estate, so they come. So what we have realized is that many of them struggled alone. They want to go and start an estate. So last year, December, we acquired 5,000 acres of land. Okay. So we are building an entire city with about 27 developers. So that instead of only one person going to one place, inside that 5,000, some people have 500, some have 50 acres. So that together, we are now building a city within the next 5 to 10 years. So what we have is 1,000 acres among that, and it's called Madiba Countryside City, where you reside, you retreat, and you resort. So there's going to be all those things. So anyone buying into that is buying into, in fact, I will advise, if you can buy that Madiba Countryside at 2.5 million now, rush and do that, because the cheapest land you can get now, with the way this country is going to, will be multiple millions. So if you plug into that, you are going to be doing yourself a good favor.
So why the name Madiba though? That sounded like Nelson Mandela. Why
That's the name. It's Madiba Global. That's the name of the company. Oh. Yeah. So Madiba.
So we have just about a minute left with you. Just finally, one more time, just tell us again how to reach you and what the offers are. So
the phone numbers on the screen are what you should get. A city today was a village yesterday. A village today will be a city tomorrow. You don't wait to buy land. You buy land and you wait. So take advantage of this opportunity. You can buy Madiba Arizon, that's 50 million in the DERA scheme in Eleko. You can buy Madiba Prime, that's in Ibejuleki in Elerongbe. You can buy Dove Estate, that's in Ofada. And then you can buy Genesis Estate in Abuja, is behind Bingham University. And that one, instead of 10 million, will give you 50% discount. You pay 5 million over 90 days. And then you can buy within the Madiba Countryside. That one is 5 million, will give you under 50% discount. You pay 2.5 million within 90 days. So you plug in within this 55 days promo, and then you still have 90 days to pay. So it's an opportunity that no one should miss. So call all those numbers. If you are not getting through, send the text, send the WhatsApp. They will call you back. Just say, I'm interested in the promo, and then
thank you. So today you came to sell. We didn't get any nuggets.
Any nuggets?
For
55. At 55.
Then what is business days?
Where you want that one, you bring me for that one.
We were hoping for 55 nuggets for 55 years.
No problem.
We have 55 minutes. Let's start
now. No. Time has gone. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you.
So let's start. Discover yourself.
We'll definitely bring you back for that. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, Then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jammies.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, #1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for #1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another. For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat.
Thanks for staying with us. Join us in the studio today to discuss a policy aimed at promoting women's economic empowerment and address gender inequalities. That is Nigeria's National Women Empowerment Policy. Is a seasoned global leader and social impact architect who translates vision into reality. She's the founder and CEO of Eden Venture Group. Welcome with us, Ifeto Oshinkalo, to the show. Good to have you.
Thank you so much.
So we hear of the gender empowerment policies almost all the time, and we wonder what exactly are these policies and how does it really translate to the average woman? So we hear of policies. So give us an idea what the policies are that the government is trying to enforce to ensure that women are helped. But then I would like you to take us to what's next after the policy. What happens afterwards?
Absolutely, great question, and thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here today. This is obviously one of the core examples of what we want to see more, women in leadership, women in the front, and speaking about important policies like these. The economic empowerment policy is actually strongly aligned with the current, administration, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, to essentially lift women out of poverty. Because at the end of the day, when women are empowered, when the economy is thriving, when women are thriving, the economy thrives, right? Communities thrive. And so it is very important for us to essentially advocate for this policy. You asked a question, you said, why? So, why we keep hearing about these policies, but what are they actually doing? Well, what they're doing is they're creating, they're enforcing opportunities created for women. For instance, if we had more women in agriculture, right now we don't. The statistics are quite dire. I brought all my papers here because I wanted to make sure that I got all the...
anything.
Yes, I wanted to make sure I got... So for right now, Nigeria's current gender gap stands at 70% of women are economically extremely poor, right? 45% of women have... only 45% of that population of women, right, have financial access to financial services. Only 10% of women are actually landowners, even though a lot of women are working in agriculture. Only 10% of them are landowners. 7.6 million girls are out of school. 7.6 million. 34% of Nigerian women and girls have absolutely no access. Are the only have access to internet, meaning we have over 60.
So just 34% of women have access
to the internet, and in leadership, 1 out of 5 board members, 1 out of 5 women are board members. So 1 out of 5 women in leadership are board members. So what we want to do is we want to see an increase in that, right? Because if we're including and prioritizing women in policy making and program design, then we're able to ensure that we're represented, wholly in the economy. When we're able to improve women's political participation and representation, same thing, we're able to avoid some of the pitfalls that we're seeing right now in our political climate. When we have better education and health outcomes for women, we have better outcomes for families. They say health is wealth. So women's economic empowerment is going to also help, in terms of improving health for women. And of course, it's going to boost economic productivity and diversification.
Okay.
So what's it so how does we policy, WEE policy, come into play? Because just as Mariah mentioned earlier, we've heard about policies and women, and every year we celebrate women and we talk about these policies, but that's it, we just discuss them. And we don't see it translate to everyday woman. I'm sitting here, I would like to see how this policy affects me and how it would help me be maybe 2 out of 5 women who become board members, or a larger number of women who are educated and own land. How does we policy help?
So first, the biggest way it helps is by all of us being more conversant of this policy, right? I think a lot of times, yes, we hear about the policies, but we're not actually conversant. We actually don't know what exactly is in the policy. Then the second thing is being able to actually, interrogate the policy with our policymakers, with the, with our government, with the people who are representing us in the government, right? Being able to engage them in the conversation about the policy. And then the third thing is to make sure that we ourselves, people who do have the opportunity, who do have the access, are ensuring that they're, in their companies, in their organizations, they're, providing opportunities for other women, right? Because and also making them aware of this policy, because if you don't know that the policy exists, then you can't hold your, lawmakers accountable. And so the biggest thing is also accountability. That's one of the key priorities here.
Let me ask, how are we, that's also in alignment to her question, how do we translate this from just policies to women taking up the roles? For instance, you talked about access to education, in part of the policy talks about access to, financial tools, loans for business women and all of that.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you take it from the policy level into a woman's ability to either get the loan or financial tools? Are there programs designed to get women involved while you're attending the program, you're aware of the program, you're being sensitized? Or are you just expected to, on your own, find the policy, and how do you move the policy from paper to your business as a woman, or into trying to become a board member, or into succeeding in your craft? How do you move that?
So it's a twofold process, right? At the end of the day, as citizens, we have to also take responsibility, right, at some point. We worked with, when I say we, because we're part of, some of the civil society organizations that helped to develop the policy. We were actually included in the development of the policy. People from development groups, from private sector, obviously, public sector, people across, different organizations and women's groups were involved in developing this policy. And so it's important for these same people, right, to share this information across the different groups that they are a part of. And the reason I say, and the reason this is important is because the policy is there for us to hold government accountable. I know I keep saying holding government accountable because the government they can only say, okay, we need 35% of women in leadership. And then the institutions then have to follow suit. It's us in these institutions that have to now go to our HR or whatever whatever leadership in those groups to then say, this is what our rights are as women. We are, the policy states that we're supposed to be represented in leadership. Right now it's only 15%. We can put together a petition, or even just demand, right, a change from these different leaders in the institutions, because the policy is there for us. It's literally a tool for us to use to demand the change. The government can't do that for us.
Okay, so we're always talking about the agricultural sector every single time. So I want to ask, how are you reaching out to the women in the rural areas? Because these ones are not educated. They are not even aware of all of these things. So I'm wondering how this initiative is going to reach out to them. What are the measures in place to reach out to such kind of, because they are the ones in the real farming.
Absolutely.
So I can imagine there are so many restrictions. You have this kind of restriction, like they'll tell you that you must be at a certain age before you can access funds for your business to grow and all. So how are you trying to get to people in the rural areas, the women?
So that's a great question. One of the key things that we're doing in this process, right, is, like we've said, advocacy, right? Mm-hmm. And in advocating, we're advocating for domestication in the various states. And what that means is that we're going to different states to ensure that the policy is accessed by even, everyone from, the north, the southeast, wherever you are. And in those areas, we're engaging community groups who are having these, for lack of a better word, sensitization conversations. For instance, Lagos State is currently in the process of domestication. We had, last week, like a workshop, right, to explain essentially the roadmap for getting these, this policy, domesticated within Lagos State, so that these women, these different women's groups can have access to understand their rights that they can demand, right, from Lagos State government and from federal government, and from their own, from the different organizations in there that they need, whatever support from.
So, as a civil society member, and who also try to advocate for more of these policies, what has been the result so far in your own experience since working with government and helping to ensure that these policies are properly transcended to women across the nation? What has been the success story so far?
So to be honest, with the biggest success story, well, not the biggest, but one of the biggest success stories is in Kano State.
Okay.
Again, recently they had a, kind of a retreat with the various commissioners within Kano State, obviously led by her honorable commissioner in Kano State. Again, to have a conversation to help people understand their rights. See, the thing about the policy is that we're currently in the process of just having everybody even be aware that it exists.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have to be aware that it exists for you to even be able to demand your rights.
Yeah.
If you don't know that it exists, and if the general public sector, private sector, whoever are not aware, are not made to be aware that, look, these are my rights. This is what the government is saying. If you're not doing this, we're going to report it to the government, for lack of a better, this is just even me saying it in plain terms. We're going to report it to the government. You're supposed to be doing this and you're not doing it. So you can go to your to whoever your lawmakers are and say, these people are not doing this thing, right? And they don't want to be sanctioned by the government. But if you don't even know that you can do that, then you're still going to stay in the same position that you are. So it's a powerful tool for people to have. It's actually an empowerment tool for everybody to be able to have. And the thing is, it affects everybody. If women are empowered, the entire nation is going to be stronger for it. So every man, woman, and child should actually be fully aware that this policy exists. Let us interrogate it. Let us make sure that in our states, we even domesticate it to our state. What does that mean? That means that within, each state has its own unique nuances.
Yeah.
So in our states, these are the things that are, unique within our states that women deal with in our own states. Okay, let's make sure that the policy addresses those things.
Right.
Then once it's addressed, we can then interrogate and demand better from, the different actors, and representatives.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we have to wrap up. We have to cut it there, but thank you so much for coming to share. And we'll continue to monitor the work you do and see how else we can help you to project it and educate more women on the various policies.
We're doing training sessions for people who want to become champions of the policy.
Oh, great.
People like you, is very important for you to be able to speak to the policy. Anytime you can have anybody, whether here in this seat or in your, personal spaces.
We'll be happy to have some of the ladies join you for the training so that they can also get more information. It's good. We're here to support you. Any woman doing something great, we want to be there for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's
I
all
can
we can
Nigeria,
take.
but I choose to
Ejek,
stay.
close the show. Give for that long.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to us? What is his name?
That woman.
Damn!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for Pure Entertainment.
Lugu, Ebonyi, Imo, and beyond. We're exploring the world of empowering entrepreneurship in this dynamic region of our country. Joining us to have this conversation with us is Nnamaka Sisi, founder of Magnetic Collections, who will be sharing her experience and challenges and successes, offering valuable insights into how we can help and support the Southeastern ecosystem. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, ladies.
How you doing? Madam Mac, that's your name, Madam Macnisi. Everywhere now, Macnisi. Good to see you on the show.
Thank you for having me, ladies, yet again.
So a lot has been happening nationwide, and the truth is that southeastern part of our country is the pride of our nation. And because we hear a lot of things, oh, go to Aba is an about, you know, I am wondering, okay, why is Aba not like the prominent place for everybody to come in Nigeria? So I like you as an Igbo woman, an Igbo businesswoman. I know your business is in Abuja, but you have a bit of experience from that side. So to give us a bit of insight into businesses and the challenges they're having in the southeastern part of the country.
Okay, yes, so I'm a proud Igbo woman, and I would say that, you know, the Igbo culture or the Igbo people are so industrious. We all know that. You know, there's a gold mine of creativity, innovation, and raw talent in the eastern part of Nigeria. Like I'll tell my friends, the thrill I get from being in Aba, in Ariaria Market, where as a woman who deals with leather goods, you know, where I buy most of my accessories, even my things are important to the country, land in Aba. The thrill I get from being in those places, I don't get it even if I'm walking down Oxford Street. Because when you go to the east, I was in Onitsha last week, you just see people, you know, the hustle, the drive, the zeal that they have, the entrepreneurship spirit, the creativity, innovation is so much. So really and truly, just like you said, why is Aba not the China of Nigeria? Africa, actually, not even Nigeria. Because really and truly, people don't know the amount of people that come from other countries, like the Cameroonians, who are coming to buy things from the market in Aba. Like I can remember, like a few years ago, they'll tell me when we go to the market, you can't be caught in our area maybe around 5, because the traffic to go out, you have to walk out because the amount of trucks that are moving things out. So the creativity is so much. I was in Onitsha last week for a friend's father's burial, and I remember how I felt just driving from Asaba. First of all, the road, I don't understand. And these are the things that when we're talking about what is stopping that growth. It's like a less than 1 kilometer road that is, when you come out from the airport, driving into the Niger Bridge, that is causing this traffic. And you have trucks. So I'm telling the driver, avoid this truck, Obiko, move, Obiko. Because, and then you don't understand how many billions that are made in these cities every day. From Onitsha to Newi to Aba, all the surroundings, you see people who are hustling, people who are making magic from, let me tell you, in Aba, like if you go to area, smoke shops where they are making shoes, like the people are ordering slippers, it's things you see in the markets, we don't even know where these things come from. They are making them. What do they need? Yes, I built my brand to the place where you can buy our bag and you don't even know you're carrying a made in Nigeria bag. People walk into my store, leave and they don't even know the bags. That you literally have to tell them this is made in Nigeria. So what can we do to make sure that Aba, really and truly, my business has no business being in Abuja, I can tell you. I always tell people that because it's where I live, it's where I started, but my goods are close proximity to my raw materials is Aba, it's Lagos. It's where the ports are, literally where these things land. But that is where you find the talent. That's where you find people. Anybody I hire, I literally have to train them. There in Aba, you have them making these things. But the difference is that capacity building to actually get them to produce world-class products that can sit on any shelf. There's nothing we're doing today. There's no bag we make that you can't place next to maybe a 3,000 pound bag or something.
Yeah. So I grew up in that area.
Oh, you did?
I grew up in Asaba.
Oh, nice.
And I know that we usually shopping in Onitsha. I've been to Aba like twice to see everything. That was way back before everybody started spotlighting Aba. You would see, like you mentioned, raw talent. And it's very unfortunate that even at this time, we're still having conversations on how we can increase and how we can make them better to international standard, because it seems like there's a deliberate attempt not to pay attention to those talents. That's what I feel personally. In Aba, we have people who can make guns, proper guns. And we're constantly importing Oyibo guns to come and shoot kakakaka here. Those guys are raw and talented. And I'm wondering, or what do you think do I want to call the government today, or I should leave government? What do you think?
Can call out the government.
Yeah.
Aside
from the government, what do you think private investors can do to harness some of this talent and take them? Because many people I know, when they are looking to invest, they want to invest in shiny things. No, well, you are doing this one, let's put money. You are doing that one, let's put money. What do you think they can begin to do? Because that is a gold mine waiting. Like if you get a proper investor who says, okay, I want to take charge of the leather, I want to take charge of the fabrics, I want to take charge of this and take it to international standard, will be the highest importer of many of these products because they are being manufactured here with little or nothing. So what do you think private investors can begin to do to go to that Aba, spot any industry that they want, and do something? What can they do to help build that place too? Leave government today first.
Leave government.
today just.
Yes, today, but yes. Okay, so like I told you people, when I was entering Onitsha, I was saying to the driver, what will it take the billionaires that I know that you have in Onitsha to actually just shut down one night and do this less than 1 kilometer road? Do it themselves, because they say it's federal road, but how is it federal road? And as at last week, there's nobody doing anything there. But if you're looking at plenty industries that you have in Aba, because you might say Aba as not being China, but they're producing virtually everything there, especially things that are manufacturing.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes, we need better machines. The reason why I can make what I'm doing is because I have gone and become my own government. I have brought in machines. I still need more because these things are not cheap. But with machinery and these people are cutting the shoe things. I can tell you, everything is manual. I remember the joy. We literally popped champagne the day I brought in a strap cutting machine. Imagine cutting a handle of a bag with scissors. They are cutting these things. I've been to Aba. There are people that their jobs are cut just the pattern of sandal, cut just that strap by hand, and they're paying them by the hour, because people are coming in and ordering these things in the thousands, and they're collecting it by the weekend. So it's capacity building, it's machinery. There's so much. All these people need is light, so they can use industrial sewing machines.
Electricity.
In Aba, they are converting. We have it in my factory. We call it KK. They are doing everything manual. You're right. They can make anything. They're doing things manually. Because they don't have machinery. Capacity building that will not cost anything. What does it cost to buy some of this for them to even be able to sew with a proper machine?
So you said three things: that road, machinery, and electricity.
Electricity and then capacity building. I have to train. Because I have the opportunity to travel outside the country. I learn how to finish stuff. Last year, I actually sent a staff of mine to Aba because he was like, "Oh, we need to go. I need to go and see what they're doing. Let me go." He went there and in 4 days was like, they are not, the finishing is, that doesn't mean that there are not people who are there. There's a girl I know, a lady I know, who does uniforms for schools. I brought her in. She works for FIRS, because you still see people telling you they're going to source in Aba. She does jerseys, school uniforms for at least 2 schools I know in Abuja, jerseys for different organizations. I've given her something to do for the police women. And she is there, because all you need is having the right proper quality control on some of those things, and then having what you need, the right cutting machines. They are cutting all these things by hand, and they are producing in their thousands. So they need capacity building. You can't stress that a lot.
Let me let Mariam jump in here.
Okay, so when you talk about the Southeast, there are many very wealthy people that come from there, and they have businesses across the nation, not just in the Southeast. In fact, I dare say that some of them don't even seem to have as much wealth in their states as they have outside their state. And my question to you is, why is that? Why is the Igbo man more comfortable building his business or his wealth outside the Southeast when he can do that with all the resources that you've mentioned, and then come together to sort of help with the challenges? What is it? Yeah, why?
So literally, like I said, I was having all these conversations last week. I was with a friend of mine in Ngozi. I think it's because we don't have the ports. We're big on business and we're important. I think if that Niger is dredged, my father would say this when I was a child. So I remember the joy of just driving into Obosi when we cut into the second Niger bridge. Thank you to the people who made that happen. It lands in my village, Obosi. I think it's because there's no seaports. I think if everything was not being cleared So when you say it, is it okay? Are they purposely doing this? Because you have the Niger River.
Yeah.
You know, they just need to dredge it. Like, I can't believe I'm on top of water, because we're in the Atlantic. I was sitting, I was shouting, I was making videos and shouting as I was coming in. Because I know this is Bar Beach, we're sitting on top. So it's possible. There should be more ports. If there were more ports where the Igbo people can actually have things closer to home, I don't think people will be building all there, because this Lagos is saturated. What is happening to the other parts of the country? Why can't we develop them?
But don't you think this Lagos Calabar will help? Because
yes,
this Lagos Calabar road is going to be a huge game changer, because you can easily network into the south, and the ports are close by.
Let them just release Lagos. Let other places develop. All you need is to open another seaway that people can clear stuff, clear their goods, and everybody's not going to be, you know, just trying to go to Apapa to bring out everything. Because those trucks I was talking about on those roads can fall, because the gullies on those roads, if anybody in this government is listening to me, people say we should not call government. But
no, you can't. It's just
this road is less than 1 kilometer, even entering the Niger Bridge. Because everything is heading into Onitsha, and then people are just stuck in these two lane roads that they're bad. Then people have to go into the other lane to come out. If these things are sorted, I'm telling you guys.
I think the private and the government need to sit down together and see how they can, you know, work out ways to make sure that works.
They keep calling government. Me, I'm even now calling the
billionaires. That's why I don't want to call government.
I said to my driver, what will happen if you people block this road and call Julius Berger or whoever? They will do that road in one night. They will do it in one night. So your trucks can just enter. Whatever it is that you're trying to bring in, whatever it is your mind.
Because you know, and you can afford. Okay, so these trucks that you're talking about, you know, they are coming in with the raw materials. Are you saying that we cannot produce these raw materials here in Nigeria?
That is another topic. We are here. There's Ministry of Trade and Investment. Why are we not making, even our textiles, guys, even our textiles, our industries are shut down. The leather and the vegan leather and things we use to manufacture our goods ahead are byproducts of petroleum. Why are we not thinking of the supply chain? I ask these questions. I enter into the rooms where you have these people, and I will say my own. How much talk can I talk? I'm a businesswoman. I need to pay my salary at the end of the month. When you talk, you'll be like, what is it that China is doing that we cannot do?
Help me.
Why can we have so much? Look at insecurity. If people are engaged, you think people are going to be trying to steal? You think they want to be thinking about how to steal?
Amaka, look at the leather that you use for your bags. You know, they made in Italy leather. They get them from Kano, send them to Italy. Italy refine and beautify, and then it's sold
to us. They don't even sell it to us. They are more I heard it. Because there was a DFID project some years ago. My friend was running it, and I was trying to go to Kano at that point to source leather. Yes, I hear there's a few industries now that are coming up. But she says, don't bother. Because really and truly, it's a big cartel, you know, because really and truly, what is leather? Is it not cow that we're eating? We're eating pomo now. That's where the biggest part of leather you can get from anything can come. And then you now hear people asking you, real leather, real leather. The biggest leather market in Lagos is in Mushi. You go in there, you see them, but they are bringing these things in, selling it to us at inflated prices. Why can we not even make our own? Okay, leave the real leather. How many people can afford it? Let us go to the leather that the world is talking about. People are now talking about animal cruelty. So in certain parts of the world, like London, they don't want you selling all those real leather stuff
anymore.
Other things that we can make with fabric, cotton, these things are all embossed materials, real well made. We still have to buy them. The people who buy them from are still importing them. And then you have topics like African Continental Trade Agreement that they're talking about now, state of origin. They want us to make things in our
How would that help you? This African the development, how would that help you? It's like I've heard it's supposed to be a good thing.
It's actually now letting us, I think what they're trying to do is to help us to trade within
Africa,
because it's easy for you to collect money from somebody in the US because you are traveled than to collect money from somebody in Ghana. Let me thank you to Ghana because there are maybe some banks now that are there, but I have other African countries I want to buy things from, Cameroon and all that. Then when I went to Namibia with the UNDP, they took us last year for a trade event. I was able to take my money with my sister's account or accounts we opened that were running McKinsey from Canada. They were just paying me PayPal, they'll scan, they pay, but we are all in Africa. So this African Continental Trade Agreement is supposed to harmonize trade.
Help
us to trade with the 1.9 billion. And they are working on it.
Exactly, because we always these things always go on paper.
Yes,
the implementation is always delayed.
They are working on it, and I welcome it because it's big. There's Nasimer, there's so many of this, there's Wasima, there's so many of these chambers of commerce groups coming together. Let's have the dialogue, but let it actually happen because it's supposed to help us. How can't you trade with your
because we don't have so much time? Because you have run a business, you're exporting. I'd like you to, because government can be watching right now. What are your own peculiar challenges? So you've given us the challenges of helping to how we can build the ecosystem in Aba, the issues that we're having. But you as a businesswoman in Nigeria, what are the challenges you're facing? Maybe somebody listening out there can see what they can do to support businesses like yours in Nigeria.
It's the same thing. It's the fact that Amaka is her government. Amaka provides her light. Amaka has to buy machinery. There's the machinery we're saving up for that is almost like 15 million naira. I buy it, then imagine me bringing it in. It's the same problems they're having. Capacity building, yes, everybody I hire, I train them. But I can have more support. Even visibility.
How would government help you train your staff? How is that possible?
No. They can. With money, with grants, with certain provisions made to me, I can. Okay, the biggest one I want to call out now is to say, we are made in Nigeria, we're making products. How many people who are Nigerians are in the government that are not engrossed with the designers of the world? Where you see our celebrities, you just have a few crop of them. Let me call out those groups. Everybody wants to be a certain way, wearing a certain designer. Can we wear our own? Can we start wearing our own? I just did a collaboration with a cousin of mine, Obi Kubana's wife, and you have those kind of people who have influence, saying, okay, you're making this. They've been supporting me since I started my business. But you're making this, we're going to tell people that you're available so people can see, because if you have people of influence carrying your product, a McNisi bag, why won't another person why are people so engrossed with these designers that we are now finding out how much these things cost to produce in China? Oh, China,
yes. They're telling us that it's $2, we pay $2,000.
When they see our own, they will now be looking down at it. Everybody wants to carry the said design. I don't know if I can call their names. I don't want to. But how else do you support? We are Nigerian. This is McNisi design.
But to be fair, Amaka, I think a lot of Nigerians are going that route. In fact, we hold it proudly. I see, many people, even on international red carpets, they would mention a Nigerian designer. And I think it's a two-way thing, You talked about finishing. There used to be a time that when made in Nigeria was just about sentiment because the finishing wasn't quite there. But people like you and so many others, we can see the improvement. But definitely a lot has to be done.
We need more.
Government side, because just an individual is unable to provide power. Or the proper infrastructure like road leading to Aba. Remember the time when you would buy a product and they'll say made in China and you turn your nose up. The same with made in Aba. Do you understand? But now made in China is, is the thing. In fact, all the made in Italy, they're actually made in China. So I feel that with the made in Aba, made in places like that, we can get there. Nigeria, we hold Nigeria products proudly these days. And
I think our leaders can also help us.
They can do more. They can
help us.
So
if all the female let's say ministers, governors' wives, House of Reps people are carrying the bags, are wearing,
and which I think they're doing.
Like all these are events.
Okay, so one more thing I want to say, because people like us, I had somebody, an influencer that was asking me that question about a few weeks ago, say, what do you need? Because people like us, we can't put up the big billboards. We can't. Awareness. How can you create more awareness about
your products?
Yeah, your products, because you see that even just you're not coming to advertise. So what can they do to support us, to tell people that okay, the few people who are doing stuff, we're not few, we're a lot of us. We're a lot, just like you're saying. They're big. Our fashion is mad right now.
So
everybody wants the Nigerian fashion.
True.
How can you help to promote even the up and coming ones, to say okay, this is here, this is happening, this is what the government agencies. There's so many of them, the NEPCs of the world, which is supposed to be promoting our export, the Smeden and all that. This is what they should be doing. Fishing out the crops of people, promoting them and helping the world to actually know we're here. So that you can suddenly have a girl like me who started my business in the floor of my house. People are now saying McNisi to the world or whatever. You can have Aba to the world. Like you said, you can make made in Aba hip, because they are making, they might not have all the capacity, but they are making magic. Things they are cutting by hand are being shipped all over the world. I
And
know
it's
there's
even
somebody
how
that's
you
doing
tell
boxes and stuff
and it's
that
even
they're
how
selling
you
in
tell.
big shops.
It's even how you tell
the
your story. In
Yeah,
Italy, they'll tell you it's handmade. We are looking at it that it's lack of capacity. In Italy, they're telling you it's handmade. They take the time and effort to cut their leather.
Even the
we
laws.
have looked down on our own as we don't have enough capacity. So tell your stories differently. Sell a lifestyle, and then people like to buy into a lifestyle more than into products. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Amaka. I think we can wrap it up here. I mean, it's wishing you the best, and we hope that once in a while like that, when you come around, we want to support women who are doing great things and tell government what they need to shine. And I'm happy that you're also going to be championing that cause, especially from the Southeast. And I really want you to own that space, you know, because we must be able to remind government what we need to make Aba indeed the global destination for commerce.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, bringing our next guest, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's light camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sachet, and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top your view pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this. After that day, the man
you no go see him again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey friend the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give sign.
If they look for person wey go give am to you, fact as he be.
Men no dey ever get fault. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person yo, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, wetin no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
Husband, we no even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some poria.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to our Haka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
Thanks for staying with us. So, on Wednesdays, we love to bring in women who are doing amazing things. So our guest today is the CEO and managing consultant at You Connect Human Resources Limited, Nigeria, which is Nigeria's leading human resource solutions company, and founder of Great Jobs NG, a first of its kind digital HR recruitment platform in Africa. As an entrepreneur, she is credited with leading a team of experts to introduce transformational solutions to partner organizations in the areas of recruitment and outsourcing. Welcome with us, Dr. Omono Dike in the building.
Finally, I'm here.
We've been trying to get you on all this.
I know.
She won't come until you move to Atlantic. I said,
don't say that on air.
We're here now. We've come to the
proximity is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Good to have you.
Good to have me. I'm very happy to be here.
So we love when women are doing amazing work. We love to celebrate women who are just doing things, extraordinary things. Yeah. So bringing you here really just to put a spotlight on how you started and how you got to where you are. So just give us in a nutshell how Omono Dike started.
I will try and make it very, very quick. But I think myself, I would say Omono Dike, I was never going to be an entrepreneur. I never saw it in the works. So I call myself an accidental entrepreneur. And looking back in the days when I started, which is about 20 years ago with my career as a lawyer, my dream was to be a judge. I wanted to be, to the highest Supreme Court judge. In fact, that was going to be my retirement plan. But very, very quickly, life turned through a curveball. And what would that be? Every woman, I think, has gone through this phase whereby you leave school, you get married, then the kids start coming. And not every woman can juggle all of it. Yeah. And I was one of those women because not only because of the fact that I felt I didn't have the capacity. I had the capacity, but when you start having a bit of medical issues, medical issues is something that you can't, you can't throw away. You can't say I would ignore it. I mean, life comes first before anything. Yeah. So I just quickly said, okay, I've done well in the career. Let me go and rest. And the rest was, just rest and do something that was much easier. And of course, everybody who knows about entrepreneurship knows that's a lie. It's a big lie because entrepreneurship is far harder, far more difficult, far everything you can even imagine. But the only thing that it gave me was it allowed me to pace myself from the beginning compared to the work. When you're working with somebody, you have to, give your deliverables immediately on time and everything. So I got to have that few months of getting to rest, see myself through. And I was pregnant, of course. I have 4 kids. So it's not like I just said I wasn't going to work because I didn't want to work. So I started this HR consulting firm. And it wasn't defined as HR. it was just like, let me start recruiting. There was a company we already had in the family. When I mean family, like the company named UConnect, and it had done some work with human capital before, and nobody was doing anything with it. I said, okay, let me just start, recruiting here and there. But I didn't even know what HR was, because all I knew was legal books, law school, everything law. And then I started the first set of recruitment. They did a second set. But when I'm talking about recruitment now, I'm talking about just maybe like 2 people, 3 people. And then I did just another recruitment where we did like maybe 10 or 20, about 20 of them. And I think that was the defining moment for me when I got a text message from one of the candidates. Remember then when you start, you are the recruiter, you are this person who sources, you're the one who takes them through the interview, you do the filing, you do the documentation. So I think it was just 1 or 2 of us, and we do everything so they get to see you. So I did all that, and they get they also have your numbers. Now, how many people have my numbers now? Very, very few. And the person sent me a text message, and it was a guy, and said, "Madam, thank you so much for giving me this job. And for this reason, I can now feed my family, and I've been able to put food on your table." And I didn't know, sometimes you don't know what life and destiny holds for you. I didn't know what God was doing through that process, because it touched me so much. There are some things you see that maybe even more endearing than that. But for some reason, I took it so strongly. I'm like, wow, I love this. I like this.
Give you fulfillment.
Yes, I like this. I want to do this. So I said, okay, if I want to do it, I have to do it right, because I'm a person of excellence. So I said, I can't just do it halfway. However, not doing halfway, at that time, the mindset was, if I could even make ₦1 million, I was good, because I was earning 75,000 naira in my law firm. And the highest I earned before I left, after I brought in some big business, was 110. And I was very content with that amount of money. I felt for me, for us in those days, for you to be given a job, we are always happy. We are grateful. To be given an opportunity to serve in a company, for me, was just it. So when I was leaving, of course, they were upset. And of course, after this text message, I just said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But I didn't know how to start. I said, what would I do? So quickly, I said, the number one thing I know that will give me success, or at least give me some clarity, was to dedicate the business and all my ideas. There's very little ideas. It's not like what we have now, where you see all the conferences, you have one big business plan. No. We didn't have the luxury. The highest we had was Google, or something even worse than Google at that time. So I went to church for 3 days and dedicated my business, the business in quote, to God, and said, God, I do not want to fail. I do not want to be laughed at by my colleagues who have left in the law firm. I want you to bless the work of my hands. So that was what I said. I'm a faith-based person, so I can't.
Let me pause you there, because I have a few questions for you, because there's a lot to learn from you, aside from how you started. Yes, Amatu.
Okay, so I read your bio, and I can see that you've gone to a lot of school. You've read a lot of, you have a lot of certifications here and there.
Okay.
So I want to ask, how did you do it? Because I'm doing my master's, and I'm finding it very hard, very difficult to,
get certified
and all of that. And then after that, also, I would like to know which other course do you intend to go into again? Because you have a lot of them. I don't think you're going to stop.
In terms of juggling life, I think just as I was talking about, I had to find something that I could do so that I can have time. But of course, we know that I didn't have enough time, even eventually. But for those programs, if you notice, most of the programs I did short programs. I never did any long program, because I didn't have the luxury of time. Even till now, I still don't have the luxury. So I first and foremost, I was very intentional, looking at the courses that I really needed, and did the programs that were highly accredited, and people have found that's very, very important, and something that will at least add value to me. And I did those courses. When people were going for maybe 2 years, 3 years for different programs, I didn't have the luxury of that. So I just worked with that.
Yeah, so your story is some story that we can just talk about your story for the whole show.
Yes.
And it's quite interesting how you accidentally found yourself into entrepreneurship. But I would like to know what sort of challenges you faced at the beginning of your business. You've run your business for over 20 years. How was it navigating the waters of, trying to get into companies, getting organizations to trust that you can deliver? What are some of the challenges? Share with us.
So I think the very first challenge I had was just understanding the business. Okay. I mean, when I knew what I was going to do, provide service, HR service, I needed to understand the business. You need to understand the business of your business for you to be able to be in business. And so that's what I did. So I started reading, and just as I mentioned, we didn't have the luxury of what we have right now. I had to go online, started doing research. I would actually read a whole proposal. I would actually read a whole speech on HR. I would just read just random things, anything that was very useful, I would definitely read. So that was one of the biggest challenges. Then the second one was, I don't know if I can say it here, but was government. Was the second one, yeah? Was the second one, and it was Lagos State government. This LRS thing, and I was shocked. I started a business this month. In less than 6 months, I saw LRS coming to say I was owing 9 million. I had not even made 500,000, and they said I was owing 9 million. So I found it extremely absurd. I found it very infuriating. I was so angry. I said, so where did this penalties come from? I've just started 6 months ago, barely a year, and you give me a bill of 9 million. I've not even made up to 500,000.
So where will I pay
from?
Where
did they? What's the basis of those taxes? They said, okay, no, that the company was incorporated a long time ago, so because of that, it was accruing. I said, no, but even still, we have to come to a compromise. So that was the greatest hit. And for me, and for viewers who are watching, you cannot have anything as crazy as that. You are barely even making 100,000, then you get a bill of 9 million, and then it's not like now that I think they're even more, they have a bit of an ease. Then it was like, if you don't do it, they'll close shop, they'll shut you down, they'll actually put a tape. So I had to come to them and have an arrangement. I actually paid. Whoa. I had an arrangement. So as I was earning, I was paying. Yes. Oh. So we came up with a payment plan. They shaved off a bit of it, and we came up with a payment plan. So every month as I make money, I have to pay back.
Mara, let me let you jump in.
For many also, starting a business, not necessarily like the biggest thing, is sustaining it over 20 years like you have. And, my question was going to be, how did you sustain it? But listening to your what you just spoken about with LRS and how you navigated that, I sort of have an idea of the sort of person you are. But could you tell us what are the traits that you need to have so that you're able to sustain a business over a period of time?
I think the number one thing, apart from God Almighty, who I think is the beginning and the finisher of everything concerning life and business, another thing is visionary leadership. You must have a vision. It must be very clear. You must know where you're going to. You must know what you're doing, regardless of whatever is happening around you. And you must have that ability, your tenacity and resilience is the greatest tool you can have as an entrepreneur. If you don't have that, there's so many things that will be thrown at you from the beginning, in between, at the end. And if you cannot be resilient to say, okay, fine, I will absorb it, I will find a solution, I'll move on, then you cannot actually, sustain any business. So that's one of the critical things: resilience and passion, passion for what you do. Because even in those dark days when you feel you want to throw in the towel, of course I wanted to throw in the towels. I want a couple of times, but that passion and the love for what you do, the genuine love
question I have
for what you do.
This question for me is very close to my heart, because what is the role of personal branding in your business? The reason why I'm asking that, because I didn't know you from Adam, and there's something you did that taught me something I probably never told you. I didn't know you. She showed up at my 10th, at your view at 10, and I think it was my birthday, or no, my book launch.
Yes.
You showed up at my book launch, like the queen of Nigeria, like this, the queen of Zamunda. She walked right in, because there was the special tables, and she didn't look left, she didn't look, she went straight for the your view table in front, and sat down. I'm thinking,
that was the day I saw her.
Who is this man? Who is she? Is she a lady of your view? I said, I don't know how. Because you were dressed like you owned the place, and you sat down, and then you gave me something tangible, and I'm like, who is this auntie? I have to go and Google her after, because so for me, you owned the room, even though you didn't know me. You said, I'm going to come in there, and I see how when you enter somewhere, you own the place. You know an Omon when she walks in. How has that helped your business?
Wow. I think what you have just described is actually me. And I cannot deny it. And even when I started, I didn't even know so much. The thing I think I did was packaging, quote. Okay. Packaging means you are bigger than what you are even selling. I had nothing to sell because I didn't have what we call the experience and the track record. So I used myself. First and foremost, I worked on even my outward appearance. I knew one thing, I had to look good, speak well, make sense before I was given an opportunity. And the first 2 years of my business defined my business to what it is today. The first 2 years, I told you I was earning 110,000. I made that same amount of money in millions for the first 2 years. Wow. Even when people said, there were people who were doing that same business 10 years before I started and 15 years when I started. What did I do differently? I was courageous. For some reason, I didn't even know it. Now I can define it, but then I didn't know what it was. I was very, very courageous. But one thing that gave me courage was preparation. Preparation. I will read. And I don't know whether it's my law background. We do research very easily. We read, we research. So I would take a company and I would tear it into pieces, de-risk that business. When I'm coming, I'm providing a solution, not talking about selling my product. So I sell value. I don't sell a service. So I've always used that as a tool. And guess what? It always turns into money. Wow. And you know, there's one saying on Instagram, there's one lady who said, money loves me. If money is around me, it will choose me. Yes. So it will pick me as the person. That's how I feel when it comes to money. So you don't chase money, you chase value, money will come. And so that has always been my principle, and I think it has worked.
Fantastic. I know that you're going to be at Tokwe's event this weekend, Game of Money. You're one of the speakers. I'm looking forward to you. So when you go for these events, I mean, what have you seen as a crucial element in helping young people become more courageous and be more aware or alert of how to actually build themselves and become someone like you? Okay, so one thing I've seen about the younger generation when it comes to the conferences is that they are not really applying themselves as much. And that's the truth. Because they come and a lot of very powerful speakers will speak and actually give them the blueprint, which we'd never had during our time. And they'll give them the blueprint and a lot of them just go back to default setting. They hear and it goes out from the other side. So that's one of the common things I see about the youth. Then of course, a lot of them have this issue of if I come from a poor background, I don't think I can excel beyond a particular level, or I don't think I can be rich. But I've always said it, I'm not from a poor background, I'm from a middle class background. Regardless of whatever it is, as long as it was this kind of, this body, this mindset that I have, that I had, whether I was poor or not, I'm sure I would have still done the same thing over and over again. We have to wrap up, but I can't leave this place without talking about Omo's Couch. Oh. Tell us a bit about that. How has it been? How many seasons? We have done 3 seasons. We're in the 4th season. We've done about 60 episodes. We mean 60 entrepreneurs and 60 career women. We've celebrated them through the show. And this was this came as God prompting me to do something more for women. Because after a long time, you get people say, I want you to be a mentor, I want you to be my mentor. And I never really have time for it. So I felt, how will I get everyone together and train people or speak to people or empower people through a medium? And I said, okay, technology must be it. And that's how Omo's Couch started. And I did it very afraid. Even till today, I'm still doing it afraid. But the feedback that I get fuels me to do even more and more. And I love it with everything, every fiber of my being. I love it. Thank you very much. We're proud of you. Well done. So, I mean, we do this every Wednesday. We bring in women like you just to celebrate and just to highlight and put a spotlight on what they're doing. So we wish you the best and looking forward to more successes from you. That's all we can take on the show today. Hope you learned quite a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye.